can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome to Camp Randall Stadium, home to the Wisconsin Badgers. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the UCLA Bruins, taking on the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Wisconsin Badgers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Badgers will get us started with the opening kickoff. Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. This crowd trying to show them what it's going to be like all day in this house. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
Another big play for this offense, and I'll tell you, historically, in the best UCLA units offensively, whether they're throwing it, whether they're in the shotgun, whether they're going up-tempo or they're not, it's always so important to have downs. They've always had a guy they can turn around and hand the football off to keep defenses honest. This guy with his power and his speed, he really gives this offense a lot of flexibility.
Back to pass. Moving away from pressure. He'll pull it down. He'll be forced out of bounds. Let's mark it at the 48-yard line as this offense continues its work. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Going to throw it over the top of the D. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down.
And this quarterback wasn't thinking about taking off and running with that one. He was outside the pocket, but he kept his eyes down the field. He kept reading the coverage. He was surveying to find an open target. Accurate throw, and they get the first down.
Complete downfield. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
And in this offense, you know as a quarterback, you're going to get opportunities to put up some pretty big numbers. You've been impressed watching this guy play early this year. With that last pass completion, he's now already over 2,000 yards on the season.
Got it in the middle. It's Flores. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You could tell he's thrown over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
Using his legs, it's Cox. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
And listen, it's tough. It's a tough proposition. This is the top 10 defense against the run. You know they're physical. You know who they are. But you're not going to bat an eye. And you're going to challenge your guys, especially in the red zone, to be more physical, to be able to continue to run the football against a really good defense.
You know, timing is so important in the RPO game, especially on third down. Quarterback and receiver just didn't have it there, and now it's fourth down.
On fourth down, looking for the completion. He's got it. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
Well, I think the defense was even caught off guard on that one, guys. Not seeing the field goal unit trot out onto the field. They had a golden opportunity there to make a stop.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bruins.
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise in the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He showed you all of his ability on that TD.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
Not wasting any time. You just watch the opponent go down on their first drive and score a touchdown. So right away, you're aggressive. You're throwing the football on your first play of the game, and you're getting a nice completion. Really nice job.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. Let's take just a moment here and talk about Wisconsin. We're at the halfway point of the season. They're sitting atop the rankings. How hard is it to maintain that focus as the season goes along?
It's really tough, and that's one thing this coaching staff's really been trying to focus on is just to take one opponent at a time, regardless of where they're ranked, regardless of where you're playing. You've got everybody's attention. You're the #1 team in the country midway through the year, David, but there are tougher challenges ahead.
Well, and it's hard to get your players' attention because you start thinking you're good. We've got to get better every week, every practice, and sometimes that #1 ranking makes you not work as hard, gets you a little bit complacent, so that's the job of this coaching staff moving forward.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Get it out on the screen. Breaks into the open. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down. Pass completion moved the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Wants to go up top on first down. Pulls it in. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
The thing I like about this slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route running. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
Fires to the right. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
And as an offense, you want to stay aggressive. You want to keep calling these downfield shots. I know you didn't complete that one, but you want to send a clear message. You're trying to take the top off this defense. You keep calling downfield shots. You soften up the coverage. You get those safeties playing deep. That's going to open up your running game later on.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
Throwing right. It's picked up, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing. That's #4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
This drive will start from the 19-yard line. They'll go to the ground. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snapped, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating the loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
That's the end of the quarter, and UCLA has the lead. And we've come to the end of one, and let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with 2nd down. They'll move the wide receiver. Looking to throw, it's Baker. Fires to the wide out. Working on the right. They corral him out of bounds. Mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Looking down the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there.
Nice patience by the quarterback here working against zone coverage. He was allowing his receiver an opportunity to find that open space in the defense before pulling the trigger.
Here comes the heat. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. No matter the sport, he epitomized a UCLA mantra, be quick, don't hurry.
I mean, what a great job of being quick off the ball. Defensive lineman, you got to be quick off the ball if you want to be disruptive, get in the backfield, and get to the quarterback.
Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open because you got so many guys that have so much speed.
Heading to the end zone, and he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Badger! Looking for the time with the extra point. If you're able to move the ball in a drive like that, the most overrated stat in football would be field position.
Agreed, and I think confidence is big right now after that last drive. To be able to flip the field like that, not just do it, but go down and score a touchdown. Running and throwing, for this offense now moving forward in this game, that last drive is going to pay big dividends.
UCLA will go back to work on offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jet. Intercepted, a first-half turnover can swing momentum. Touchdown, Wisconsin! How about this defense taking one back to the house? What a play by this defense with the pick six.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Let's see what this offense has dialed up this time. Off the play fake on first down. Fires on the move. And they took a shot on that one but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
I love that play call by the offensive coordinator. Your quarterback just threw a pick six. You want to pick him right back up, right? So don't handcuff him. On the very first play of the next drive, let him throw the football to try to reestablish a rhythm and reestablish some confidence. Obviously, that one falls incomplete, but they need to get this guy back into a rhythm. The only way you do that is by throwing the ball.
Listen to this plays. Oh, man, do they love their Badgers. Third down coming. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
Third and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
Perhaps feeling that coverage coming, signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 25. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown. Oh, he's got some space. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
And this defense is figuring out early in this football game, man. They've got to be dialed in because this passing attack, it's lethal because they get it to their speedsters, and after their catch, they're really good. Got to tighten up that coverage and get those guys on the ground when they catch the football.
Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield, it's Baker. Pocket breaking down. He just throws it away, and I think the flag's going to be coming, and there it is. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on second and goal. Wants to go up top. Under fire. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. A fortuitous turn of events to keep possession of that one.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep two hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. He's got the tight end. Big fella's not going to make it to the sticks, and it'll be fourth down.
And I like what the quarterback did to finish the run. He buys a little bit of time, scrambles out to his left, and as a right-handed quarterback, you really understand you got to square those shoulders while you're running, which can be difficult if you want to throw an accurate throw like he did right there.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, it has gone final in that fascinating Pac-12 matchup we've been keeping a close eye on. Oregon State overcame a tough opponent, and not only that, a raucous crowd. The Beavers tuned out all the noise and showed this team can win on its field, your field, or a neutral field. Well done. Fun one in the Pac-12, man. They generally are, as the teams there continue to jockey for bowl position.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. And the Bruins are in the hurry-up. Second down, they'll go to the air. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could...
Running room in the middle. And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
The Bruins can really attack on this second and short. They just keep firing. Got it in the middle. It's Flores. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Give to the running back. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line. A loss of 1. Well, the most insightful analysis I can come up with on that one is that didn't work. Back to the drawing board to see if there's something that works a little better soon.
Or if I can quote the great Reese Davis, that was very ungood. Not a productive first down play.
Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Steps away. The throw. Snagged in the middle. A jaw. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. And the Bruins come to the line with a new set of downs.
One of the things that makes this quarterback so dangerous is how accurate he can be when he's on the run. And he's a guy that's looking to throw. He's not looking to take up.
And it's picked off for the third time today.
It's really hard when that quarterback gets outside the pocket because it cuts off half of the field. Once he starts to roll out, everybody starts to sprint to the other side of the field. You know you're not going to throw it across your body going to the right. Great job by the defense closing it off and making the interception.
Makes the grab. It's Hilton. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. Big play to start this drive. Now they'll snap it from the 39. Dropping back, it's Baker. He tosses one high and deep down the left side.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
Looking to throw on first down. And it's caught. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal. Just like that, a hat trick of completions, and they're on the doorstep.
3 plays, 3 beautifully executed plays. This offense is in a really good rhythm. This defense better change.
Touchdown, Badgers! The offense cashing it in on that drive. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Lost a throw on first down. Pulls it in. It's Shaw. He'll be forced out of bounds at the 28-yard line as this offense tries to mount a drive. I think that receiver really had two choices there. Catch the ball, or he was going to wear it in his chest.
Yeah, he's going to be maybe taking an ice bath after too many of these curl routes. He catches them in the body.
And the ball is caught. He's inside the 35. He goes out of bounds right at the 30-yard line, and suddenly you are operating in plus territory. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. He's not afraid to go deep. It's caught. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays.
Timeout, UCLA.
They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Out of the gun, looking to throw. Wide out, trying to get it in. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They've been denied on 2 of their 3 previous red zone trips, looking to pay this one off with a touchdown.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close.
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, UCLA!
Man, what a great way to end the first half. It wasn't a perfect first half. A lot of mistakes, still trailing by a lot. But here's the deal. Now you put yourself in a position. Go make some things happen. Force some turnovers. Play good in the second half. Who knows what will happen.
And the extra point is good, but they're still down 24-14. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Bruins will boot it away to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20.
We'll take over. First and 10.
And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They go to work in the third quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right.
Lots of room to run. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field. What a dynamic play on that last one. Flips the field, and they've got it 1st and 10 from the 28. Got a man. It's Jones. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This offense had so much success in that first half, so in the third quarter, they come out, and the quarterback looks like he's still dealing. This has been a really nice drive. That was a really nice throw. Just keep doing what you're doing if you're on offense.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going. I don't know what's going on, but they got to find a way to get their talented back some space so he can make some plays.
Well, short completion setting up 3rd down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
Wants to fire it in the end zone on 3rd and goal. Trying to pull his way in. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the 1st down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set. Why aren't you getting past the 1st down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was, but now 4th down, offense has to make a decision.
It'll be 4th and goal, and it'll be a tough one. The defense going to stop the clock with the timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. and goal. To throw, it's Baker. Lets it go to the end zone. Oh, what a play, it's intercepted. Takes the pick back to the 32-yard line, and now this offense will be in business. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Looking for a huge play. And it's incomplete. Good play downfield by the DB.
Well, that DB did everything right on that deep shot. You saw the speed, you saw his ability to turn his hips, and how about getting his head around, locating the football, and then knocking it away? Couldn't have done that better.
Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
And the Bruins will punt it away on fourth down. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. On his way back from the 20. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24.
Will take over. First and 10.
Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, and it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some points.
Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on second down. Back to pass. Got a man. It's Jones. And what moves this guy has. The jukes, the wiggles, the squirts just went right past him and picked up the first down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
They'll snap it on first down from the 35. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Makes the grab. No chance to run, but they still move it forward. Tackle is made, but how about the toughness with this junior just standing in the fire and delivering the ball? And the Badgers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. Gets rid of it. Quickly to the side end. There he goes. Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really...
After the filthy move, he's got room. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house. He has been surgical. Precision passes, using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
And the defense has had absolutely no answer for it. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Buys a little time. Rolling, throwing, looking right. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And that's a really good job by this defense being dialed in. You got a big lead. You know exactly what's coming. This offense is going to have to make some explosive plays down the field. They were ready, they were disciplined, and made a good play on the football.
He'll work and weave his way all the way way up to the 45 before going out of bounds.
Really nice throw there. I'll tell you, UCLA, they've got an impressive history book of quarterbacks, going all the way back to Rick Neuheisel. Troy Aikman is a name people will recognize. Caden McNown back in my day. And then recently, DTR was carving up defenses, too, throwing it. You've got to be able to make good decisions. You've got to be able to deliver strikes through the air. And this guy right now is doing just that.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. He's got an open man. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. The Bruins want to crank the tempo.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize.
Fires deep toward the end zone. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, it's a great job by the back end of the defense that time, making up for what the front end of the defense couldn't do. The quarterback had all day to throw that ball, but it was the hit in coverage that forces the incompletion.
Off the play fake. Here's a heat. And they can't make the connection, and 3 quarters are in the books as we head to the 4th. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. Wants to throw again. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Unleashes one. Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row.
Well, this defense has just had this QB's number all game long. We're here in the 4th quarter, and still he's not able to set up in the pocket. He gets flushed to the outside, nothing open, and it's an incompletion.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Down he goes, and the defense snuffs out this drive with a sack.
I know that was tough, but as a quarterback, you got to know on 4th down, you cannot take a sack. Any way, shape, or form, you've got to be able to get rid of that football and give it an opportunity. That time, I know it wasn't blocked perfect, but the quarterback's got to have more sense of urgency.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Looking downfield, it's Baker. Rushes on him. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. Oh, the big fella. Look at the big fella rumble. Touchdown, Bruins. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone.
You practice these moments as a defense, but you never know when they're going to come to fruition. But how about it? The scoop, the ball's on the turf. They scoop it up. They take it to the house. The defense takes care of business and said, offense, we don't need you. We'll put points on the board.
No shot at a return. It's out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. They'll start this drive going to the air. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
I'll tell you, when this guy's in a rhythm, he never misses. And you've seen that in this game. Very, very accurate up to this point. That time, though, a little bit out of rhythm, and I think that's why he missed that throw.
Fires to the big fella. Turning it on! Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38. He just keeps piling up numbers with completion after completion in this standout performance.
And I think some people might say late in the game, you got the win, everything's in hand, be a little bit conservative, or you just say, I'm just going to keep doing me. And what I do with this offense is play the football all over the yard, and I'm going to try to win me a big trophy at the end of the year.
You just got to wonder how frustrated this guy is, especially after the success he had their last game out, but just nothing going in this one. He has not been able to get himself into a rhythm. There's been way too much penetration up front defensively. They've been able to stop him in his tracks.
You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Under fire. He's going to be a little bit short of that first down marker, and this defense did a tremendous job not to lose contain on the scramble. The offense failed to convert on fourth down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together.
UCLA.
They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. Oh, they're after him. Unloaded just as he throws. It's incomplete, and they stop him on fourth down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. That's caught. It's Flores. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening.
Well, they've got a ways to go if they're going to win this game. It's all about getting the drive started. They come away with a positive play to get this thing going. Let's see what they can do now.
Off play action. Scrambling away. On the move to the right and looking for a big one. Touchdown, UCLA. Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the fourth down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get points, and then your defense gives up points.
Breaks into the open. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
Smart move to keep it on the ground. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
And there's a coachable moment for that young man right there. It's a nice run. Your team's got the lead late, but because of that, you cannot go out of bounds before you get to 2 minutes. If you go out, the clock's going to stop. That's a coachable moment, something he'll learn from moving forward.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against a running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense on schedule. Nice job by this defense locking in and shutting down the run game so far.
Here's an interception. Oh, did they need that turnover? And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, this offense is trying to ice the game. They've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but it's only by one possession, so you got to be so careful with your decision-making, and that was not a good one by the quarterback. They now turn it over, and they better hope their defense can play well in this sudden change situation.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Now on second down. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
They'll try to pick up a few here on third down, but from here it would be a 60-yard attempt. quickly out to the tight end. He gets the job done on third down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. And the Bruins will snap it on 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Got him downfield. They stop him at the 22, 15-yard pickup on the play, and a 1st down just outside the red zone. This upset bid has been brewing since the start of the game, seemingly, and they are in a world of hurt at this moment, guys.
Yeah, keep the pedal to the floor, right? Don't let up. You've done a great job. You're the perceived underdog. You've taken control of this football game. Jesse, you got the formula right now. You got them right where you want it.
Yeah, they've thrown caution to the wind in this game, right, David? I mean, they came in knowing they'd have to take some chances, and they'd have to be open and free, and it's worked to their advantage. Now is not the time to get tight if you're the underdog winning this game late.
Unleashes one deep. Into the end zone, and it's intercepted.
Well, they're running 4 verticals down the field, and the quarterback's just hoping one of those matchups can win. But you got to give the defense credit. They were ready for it on the back end, and that is a massive interception late in this game with the score so close.
Huge interception. The 2-minute drill a lot of times decides the football game. And this defense, man, you could tell they were ready for 4 verts. They played deep. They read the quarterback's eyes. They break on the football, and they probably end this football game.
And the quarterback will just drop to a knee. You want to talk about building confidence, coming through with clutch plays, making the winning plays at the right time can really set the course for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Reese, maturity and experience matters, and this team has guys that have played a lot of snaps. They've seen a lot of looks, and they've lost close games like this in the past. That wasn't the case today, David. Too many guys out there making big-time plays.
And I think belief is what you build. That confidence, you know you're going to win. You don't think you're going to win. You know you're going to make that play in the big moment that continues to build on week-to-week success. And you look up and you're like, dang, we strung a couple wins together.
That's